Hi everyone, Aaron here for Zollotech, and I've been using iOS 11.1 Beta 1, and the first thing that comes to mind is don't do it. This is my iPhone 8 Plus. I've actually really enjoyed using it, and the review will be coming very soon, but this is really good in some ways, and the beta is not so great in other ways. So for example, the battery seems to be okay for me. I'm at 48%. I've charged it for maybe 5 minutes today since unplugging it at about 9 a.m. this morning. And now it's almost 1 a.m. in the morning the following day. So it's doing pretty well as far as battery goes. However, I've had a lot of bugs. So one thing I found that I had to do was turn the rotation lock on, because every time I unlocked this, it would be sideways, like it was kind of triggering that in my pocket. Maybe sideways, I turn it like this, and then there it goes. It just did it. So I can turn this off, turn it sideways, turn it back, unlock, and it does some really weird things. Sometimes it's rotated one way, I can't get it to go back. Then I can get it to go back, and it stays for a little while, so I just decided to lock it in place unless I'm using it for something I need to rotate it for specifically. It's a really big pain, and that used to happen to me sometimes with iOS 10 betas, and for some reason it's happening with this one. I've had some other bugs as well. I've actually had to reboot this. One of the bugs I had was the iPhone 10 line for the bottom. Instead of having the home button, you've got a line here at the bottom. I had that show up over and over and over. When I was usually typing a message, whether it be in messages or my email, it would just show up. And that's not a big pain, but you couldn't do anything with it. It was just a line at the bottom. That went away once I rebooted the phone. I actually hard rebooted it, where it's volume up, down, and hold this button. I did a separate quick video about that to try and help you out. But that seemed to be the only way I could fix it, and that bug is solved now. Now, email has been a pain. It doesn't allow me to delete my email messages all the time. So maybe I'm in email, and that's the Apple email program or application. And when I'm in that, maybe I have 10 emails, I go through them, and I want to delete 10 of them. Just junk email or whatever they might be. I delete them, and they stay. Then I have to go back and kind of just swipe one by one to get them to permanently delete, instead of just tapping edit and deleting them. So with my email, that's the basic problem, and that's really a big pain in the neck for me. The other thing is I'm finding all sorts of bugs when texting, just little things here and there that I really am surprised about, since iOS 11 was much more stable for me. I really had no issues with iOS 11 or 11.0.1. But with this one, I find data disconnect issues. Sometimes the data disconnects. I go into an app, it doesn't work. I've got all sorts of really strange issues in here. Now, it still feels okay, but there's frame rate lag, and it's stuttery sometimes, and it's just not worth upgrading to unless you have to, or you're a developer and you want to actually write an app for it, this version, and you need to do an update. I would definitely recommend you use it on a non-production device that you're using full time. Use it on one you have extra, maybe an older iPhone, if you want to test it out. On the iPad side, it seems okay, but on the iPhone, for some reason, it's just been horrible. But for me, battery's been okay, but this is an 8 Plus, and battery seems to be phenomenal on an 8 Plus, so that doesn't seem to be too much of an issue. But that's the main issues I've had with this. Everything else seems to be working okay. The camera's fine, the speakers are fine, everything like that. Some people are still experiencing the crackling earpiece issue. Apple has said there's a fix coming for that. There's also a fix coming for the 3D touch on the side. Apparently that was an issue with the iPhone 10, and they're still figuring it out, and it should be available very soon. So hopefully we'll see iMessage in the cloud, and also the Apple Pay peer-to-peer, so I can pay you through messages, that sort of thing. So that's just about it for this particular beta follow-up. Thanks to, I'm not sure I'm saying this right, Hafed Marzouk for sending that wallpaper along. He sent them to me via email. You can send them to me at Twitter, and if I use your wallpaper, I'll give you a little shout out. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe and like. As always, thanks for watching. This is Aaron. I'll see you next time.